So, hi guys, we're going to do a chapter 6, section 4 video here for you. And we're working on what do I know about percents. And there's a lot of things we can talk about with percents, but one of the things we should be really strong at is we should know how to convert them. Converting is pretty important because percents are the same as decimals and fractions. We have math, we always make things complicated. We have three ways of doing things. A percent and a decimal and a fraction can all mean the exact same thing. It's just different ways of writing it. And the reason we have that is because in life, sometimes percents make a lot of sense to use, but sometimes a decimal is easier and sometimes a fraction is easier. It depends on the situation. So we have all three options and we got to know how to convert between them. We're going to try a problem in our notes today. We're going to call it example 1. Where we're going to take 65% and we're going to convert it. So 65% as a decimal and a fraction. Well, here's how I think of it. I think of it as 65.0 and I move that decimal 2 times. That means my decimal equivalency to 65% is 0.65. Now, my fraction is going to be in hundredths because 0.65 is in the hundredths place. So 65 hundredths would be my percent, or my fraction, but I can reduce that down by dividing by 5, and my reduced fraction would be 13 twentieths. So all of these mean the same thing. 65%, 0.65, and 13 twentieths, those are all the same numbers, just different ways of writing them. All right, let's try example 2. We're going to do something different now. Let's say you wanted to solve this problem. You wanted to fill in the blank. 40% of something is 36. 40% of something is 36. Okay, our job is to find what number would you be able to take 40% of and get 36. Now there's different ways of doing this, but we're going to do what's called a double number line. We're going to set up this big number line that has 2 sides. On the bottom, we're going to do our percents. It's going to start at 0%. It's going to end at 100%. Okay, that makes a lot of sense, 0 to 100. In the middle, I'm going to mark it off as the middle section. We know the middle would be 50%. Now, our job is to find 40% of something. So 40% would be a little bit to the left of 50. It'd be like right here. So to make this number line simpler, we're going to add the numbers to the top. Now, 0% is going to represent 0. But it's 100% of something. I don't know what goes on the other side. What I do know is that 36 is 40% of that number. Okay, we have a really good setup now. Our job is to find that question mark. What number needs to be at the end of our number line? So here's how I'm going to do it. I'm going to break the number line up into tens by percentages. 10%, 20%, 30%, there's the 40. 50%, 60%, 70, 80, 90, and then 100. And if we do that, then we're going to break the top part of the number line up evenly. Now, we got to get to 36. So what I mean by evenly is if I tried to go by 5s, 5, 10, 15, 20 would be the next number. That's not going to work. We're supposed to get a 36. So going by 5s won't work. What if I go by 6s? 6, 12, 18. What comes after 18? 24, that doesn't work. What number can we count by that'll get us evenly up to 36? How about 9s? 9, 18, 27. What comes after 27 if you add 9 more? 36. We figured it out. We got to count by 9s. 9, 18, 27, 36. Well, let's keep counting by 9s. It'd be 45, 54. Keep adding on 9. What comes after 54? 63. Plus 9 more, 72, plus 9 more, 81, plus 9 more would be 90. There's our answer. 40% of 90 is 36. There we go. We figured out our solution. And we did it with what we call a double number line. The bottom is the percents and the top are the numbers. So 40% of 90 is 36. Okay, well, here's one of the ways we can check that, you guys. Let's say you had 36 over 90 as a fraction. That means you got 36 out of 90. Fractions mean to divide. Grab a calculator and type in 36 divided by 90. You should get 0.4. But remember, 0.4 is actually 0.40. It's 40%. So we know our answer is correct. We kind of just checked it right now. So 90 is our solution. Okay, let's try another one. Example 3. Blank is 75% of 192. Something is 75% of 192. Ooh, okay, double number line. I'm going to start with the percents first. I'm going to go 0% to 100%. And in the middle would be 50%, but I got to get to 75%. So my plan is to do it like this time. I'm going to go 25, 50, 75, 100. Evenly dividing my number line. I could have gone by tens, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50 like I did in the last problem. But if I went by tens, I wouldn't get to 75. It wouldn't work. So I'm going to go by 25s. Now blank is 75% of 192. So I know that 192 is my answer on the end, and 0 starts at the beginning. What I don't know is what's going to go at the 75% mark. So we're going to take 192 and we're going to divide it into 4 sections. 192 divided by 4 is 48. So we're going to count by 48s. So 48 plus another 48 would be 96. Plus another 48 would be 144. Plus another 48 would be 192. But there's our solution. 144 is 75% of 192. That's it. All right. Okay, so it's your turn to try one of these double number line problems. Here's your question. Blank is 20% of 70. Blank is 20% of 70. Go ahead and hit the pause button on your device and see if you can set up the double number line to figure this out. Okay, you're unpausing the video. These are pretty challenging questions, so I'm curious to know if you did okay on this. Here is your double number line. The percents are going to go 0 to 100. We want 20% of 70, so I'm going to imagine 70 is at the end of my number line and 0 is at the start, of course. If it's 20%, 20% means I think I'm going to count by tens. 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. That'll make this easy. Now, to get the top part of the number line, we got to take all 70 and divide it into 10 sections. So 70 divided by 10 is 7s. 7, 14, 21, 28. We're going to count by 7s. 35, 42, 49, 56, 63, 70. Perfect. Evenly divided up number line. So the answer is blank is 20% of 70. Well, there it is. 14 is at the 20% mark. So the answer is 14. How did you do? Did you get the correct setup on your number line? Did it work? If you had trouble, what was your mistake and where was your trouble at? We're definitely going to practice this in class. It takes a while to get these down, but I hope you kind of followed along on how this double number line works. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.